my official statement on the entire Anita Sarkeesian scandal is that I want to see Mandalorian cock armor. I want to see bulge. I want to see enormous Mandalorian cock armor, girthy, large in size. And until we have that, yes, there is no equality. You know what can hurt you is Doomin, and what else can hurt you is cock. And the two of them combined, well, that's a lethal combination.
Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you.
What's Huck Watch?
Greetings, my friends. I come to you today with the answer to a question that has plagued Star Wars fans for these many years. What's wrong with Star Wars? Why is it that Star Wars has sucked long and hard since Disney acquired it? Well, the answer comes to us by way of Tricia Barr, co-author of Star Wars: The Visual Encyclopedia and a podcast called Girls Going Rogue that presents the fangirl's point of view. And surprise, surprise, according to Tricia, the problem with Star Wars is not enough women in the room. Oh, well.
Well, you heard it from Space Nazi, everyone. Space Hitler's right. Space Hitler's right. It's the ladies who are the problem. Yeah, because Star Wars was great. It was great before Disney. We got the prequels. Who doesn't remember the prequels? That's when Star Wars was at its peak. That's when they peaked. But then the femoids had to come along and ruin everything. I mean, you get woke, you go broke. That's why the new ones didn't make any money. That's why the new Star Wars movies practically bankrupted Disney.
Now it all makes sense. Never mind that Kathleen Kennedy is a woman at the very top that completely botched the Disney sequel trilogy. Never mind that the Lucasfilm Story Group was stuffed to the gals with women. Never mind that the men serving on the Lucasfilm Story Group are woke enough to give a bottle of Ambien a sleepless night. No. Tricia's solution is not enough women in the room.
Like, who do you share this to? I know we say that all the time, but like, who's your buddy who's like, yo, hey, Chris, you seen this one? You seen the new Doomcock video? Yeah, no. He makes a joke about Ambien and talks about how vaginas are evil or something. I don't know. It's like, check it out. You might like it.
Now, I should mention that from her perspective as a girl gone rogue, the problem with Star Wars is The Mandalorian, not the Disney sequel trilogy. The only...
Oh shit, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it, everyone. It's coming up. We're gonna talk about them breastplates. I can feel it. I can feel my breastplates coming.
Remotely successful thing that Disney has done Star Wars-wise. So maybe we shouldn't listen to her, but tell you what. I'm going to let her speak for herself in her own words, and then I'll go ahead and set her straight in my own words. With thanks to the excellent Ichi Baka, whose Disney Star Wars is dumb.wordpress.com site called my attention to all this madness. Thank you, Ichi. You are awesome. So Tricia went on a tweet storm in her outrage over, of all things, Pablum Hidalgo's tweets, which despite being marinated overnight in the ovulating essence of feminism, were not deemed woke enough or groveling enough for Tricia, and thus he had to be corrected by her. I love the smell of SJWs turning on each other in the morning. Smells like victory. Funny, isn't it? How the wokest of the woke inevitably fail at some point to be woke enough, and then their former comrades turn on them like pod people on Veronica Cartwright in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's great sport to watch, and I hope you'll enjoy the spectacle. All this brouhaha starts over the issue of Baby Yoda eating the eggs.
I mean, I just wonder what it's like for Doomcock meeting someone for the first time. It's like, hey, so what do you do? He's like, oh, well, if you didn't know, I've got a YouTube channel where I dress like a human toilet seat, and then I talk about how women are ruining movies. Yes, that's how I make my money. I've got a second account on BitChute where I dress up like a Nazi, and I just try to basically get kids to join the Fourth Reich. What do you do, darling?
Tricia was outraged over this plot development. She made a pronouncement regarding the problem with the Mandalorian. Pablo rightly rebutted that idiotic pronouncement with cold, hard facts, and that's where the trouble began, because SJWs hate cold, hard facts. Okay, let me translate here. Basically, Tricia complained that there are not enough women on The Mandalorian to solve the problem of Baby Yoda eating the alien lady's eggs. That's a truly pathetic notion, but I'll deal with that in a moment. Fact is, Pablo Hidalgo owned Tricia by presenting her with the facts of how many women are associated with The Mandalorian at a very high level, and she didn't like being mansplained to with facts. So she got pissy and said, well, there aren't enough women writers and directors. That is not enough women. Okay, Tricia, here's the deal. I'm not a woman, and I was upset about Baby Yoda eating the eggs. Women do not have a monopoly on compassion or on comprehension of significance. Even though I'm...
Oh, wow. Twist? I didn't expect this. Is he going to talk about toxic masculinity? It's like, I too want to show emotion. I would like to cry. I would like to cry behind the mask.
I got that those eggs were precious to that female amphibian. They were her legacy, and they were the whole reason for all the trouble, because Mandalorian couldn't travel in hyperspace or risk damaging them. Guess what? Men can think and have compassion, and if I'd have been in the writer's room, I'd have pointed it out. Even so, the fact is we don't really...
Wait, that's his excuse? That's his excuse? This is so weird. So it's like, we don't need to hire more women, even though historically it's an overwhelmingly male-dominated space. Like, the movie industry is just overwhelmingly a penis club. So he's like, the women are saying that we want more women at the table. We want more women producers, more women writers, more women executives. And he's like, no, you don't need that, because I, as a man, also show emotion. So the only thing that you would be good for, I can do that too. So again, we have no purpose for you.
Does he understand language? Is he infantile, autistic? I have no idea. But I thought he was largely innocent and uncomprehending of the consequences of his actions, like a kid getting into a cookie jar. But here you are, turning a debatable plot point into some kind of sad and silly-ass crusade about how only women get that this is problematic and how only women can save The Mandalorian. Well, at the risk of mansplaining, I've got another news flash for you. The Mandalorian is the only thing keeping Disney Star Wars alive at this point. All the women in the main office and the Lucasfilm Story Group have done an absolute shit job with George Lucas's legacy. And you want to what? Pour more women on a problem that isn't a problem at all? Favreau and Filoni are doing much better work than Kennedy and all her cronies managed all these years. So maybe more women isn't the solution. Maybe the solution is getting one less woman by the name of Kennedy out of Star Wars.
This is the rankings of all the Star Wars films based exclusively on the box office. So this is just based on the amount of money that they made. And let's see how woke has hurt them. 11, Solo: A Star Wars Story. 10, Return of the Jedi. 9, The Empire Strikes Back. Everyone knows this is the greatest Star Wars film of all time. 8, Attack of the Clones. 7, A New Hope. 6, Revenge of the Sixth. 5, The Phantom Menace. 4, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Number 3, The Rise of Skywalker, the worst one of the new trilogy. Number 2, The Last Jedi, the super woke one that conservatives just despise. It's the second most profitable Star Wars film of all time. Number 1, The Force Awakens. Nothing even comes close. Yeah, it takes the gold medal. $2 trillion in total. Just outstanding amount of money. And just outrageous. Sorry, $2 billion globally. The other two movies in the sequel trilogy got nowhere near the end, regardless of how they played out. There's No One to Die in 2015. It was an exciting time for Star Wars. So they went woke, and they made a fuck ton of cash.
And here's more of her beef with Pablo Hidalgo, the patriarchy, and cold, hard facts. Moreover, neither Star Wars films nor television, including Rebels Resistance and TCW S7, has reached anything close to enough women, much less gender parity in the most important creative roles under the oversight of these producers. It's also important to note that Hidalgo knows me professionally. I did the sensitive read for representation of women for his Star Wars book, The Essential Reader's Companion.
I think it was just
He knows I have a website that is
check.
focused on critiquing and praising representation in Star Wars. Pablo Hidalgo chose to use social media to undermine a voice of criticism.
Is so long.
Whoa, wait a minute. Harmful tropes of pain or...
Why are you just ripping into this fucking no user? This barely has any interaction. It's got like 9 likes.
But what humor there was, if any, in the scene was not over the
his name's
female's
Doomcock.
pain, but at what a little shit the baby was being. Any humor in the scene was the humor of watching an essential innocent do something sneaky, like a kid sneaking a cookie. He doesn't know why it's wrong, it's not malicious, but it's funny. Watching, say, a cat creeping towards the fish on your plate slowly, even though he knows he's being bad. His desire compels him, and it's funny because he thinks he's outsmarting you. You can see the little thoughts in his furry little head. That's the only humor there, which you'd know if you had a sense of humor. It has nothing to do with laughing at a female suffering. Give me a break. Not everything is political and an outrage of the patriarchy. And as far as saying that this was insensitive to the personal fertility struggles of other men and women, so we can't ever mock anything.
I assumed that he was going to talk about the boob plates. I guess we don't get that one today. I thought we'd be going down the Anita Sarkeesian rabbit hole, to which I would get to say my comment on that. My official statement on the entire Anita Sarkeesian scandal is that I want to see Mandalorian cock armor. I want to see bulge. I want to see enormous Mandalorian cock armor, girthy, large in size. And until we have that, yes, there is no equality. So you can take away the boob armor. I'm okay with that. Fine. But then you too have to add cock armor. I want giant Mandalorian cock armor. We don't need to go beyond it. All right. We don't need Rule 34. Come on. Ass plates. Absolutely. Ass plates. Ass plates for both. Ass plates for the women. Ass plates for the men. Come on. Just all of them. I want cod pieces. Is this so much to ask? I don't think this is an outrageous request. You know?
Ah, so you've come to a place where liberals fear to walk. Well, now that you're here, you won't leave without some bite marks. Big games, bite-sized politics.
Hey, we want to mutual aid you to get some eyeballs on your work. So if you have a leftist YouTube channel or Twitch stream or something you want us to advertise, just send us a 20 to 30 second ad using the forums at weareserfs.com. We'll do our best to help you out. And please submit once per channel.
You are gods, unwrapped, in Xander quarters. We shall build temples in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we live to do your bidding. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Stephen, Nine Tails Cosmic Fox, Han Josephine, Poppy Nelson, Ryan Lubin, Jimothy K. Meeble Beeps Jr., we bow meekly for your pleasure. And to our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Veit, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Ali Menthal, Jimmy Big Nuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Joppy, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Jack Darko, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ramon Acosta, and Ali Retta Jaffer. We salute you. Love you all. Peace.